Hello everybody. Now we will be conducting UJT firing circuit for half wave rectification and full wave rectification circuit. We are doing this UJT firing for an SCR. The SCR we are using here is TYN604. We know that an SCR can be triggered using gate triggering method, dV by dt triggering method, light triggering, and that is either we give high temperature, either by giving a high temperature. Under gate triggering method, there is DC triggering, AC triggering and pulse triggering. That is, if you are giving a DC input to the gate supply or giving an AC input to the gate supply or giving a pulse input at the gate. Here using an UJT, we are doing the gate pulsed triggering. That is, we are giving pulse to the gate and triggering the SCR. The advantage of this is the loss at the gate input or the gate circuit will be less compared to the AC and DC gate triggering methods. For the circuit is rigged up as shown in the figure. We will be using a Zener diode here along with this UJT so that it will give a constant out voltage across its terminal B2 and B1, and also the pulses produced will be synchronized with the input. The pulses that comes at the B1 will be synchronized with the input. Therefore we use a Zener diode. And this is the UJT that we will be using here. The UJT that we use is 2N2646. We know the UJT, it is a 3-terminal unijunction device, and it exhibits negative resistance characteristics once it is triggered. We have the connection is as shown, the UJT is connected as shown in the figure, and here that is depending upon the Zener is 15 volt Zener, so you get a constant output voltage of 15 volts across the B2 and B1 terminal. And this is because we are using a single diode, it is half rectified output. If we want full rectified output, we have to connect the diodes in bridge connection, and then we get full rectified output. Coming back to this half rectified output, this one using these two resistors, we are going to vary the output voltage across the capacitor here. The capacitor voltage charging will be controlled using these two resistors. Depending upon the resistor value, this capacitor will get charged. Once the voltage across the capacitor reaches the peak value or the threshold value of this UJT, this UJT will start to conduct. That is, emitter to B1 junction. This emitter to B1 junction will break down and the capacitor will discharge through this 470 ohm resistor. Because this UJT is exhibiting a negative resistance characteristics, this discharge will be very quick. That is, the resistance will decrease and current will increase. Therefore, the capacitor will discharge quickly through this resistor and it will appear as a pulse. This pulse is given to the gate of this SCR, and during the positive half, anyway this is forward biased, and when the pulse is coming, this device will get triggered, and depending on the triggering, that is the time taken to trigger, the conduction time will be varied, and thereby the voltage coming to this is the load, 220 ohm is the load, so the output voltage across the load will be varied. Now we will see the output voltage. This is the output voltage across the capacitor. As I vary the pot, we see the output voltage across the capacitor will vary, and you see that this is the charging time of the capacitor, and you see a straight line, this is the discharging time. The discharging time, it is a very straight line. At the same instant, this is the output across B1 to ground of the UJT. We see a pulse is coming. Exactly when the capacitor is discharging, there is a pulse. Again at the second, when it is discharging, there is a pulse. The SCR will get triggered for the first pulse. The next consecutive pulse will not matter, because anyway we know that the SCR gate will have no control over the SCR once it is triggered. So every time the capacitor is discharging, we see there is a pulse. Exactly the instant the the capacitor discharges, a pulse will come at B1. This pulse is fed to the gate of the SCR, which will trigger the SCR. and depending on this we can see the output voltage across the load. We'll see the output voltage across the load. This is the output voltage across the load. As I'm varying the pot, we see we can vary the firing angle. This empty space is firing angle. This is Vn, this is Vm. Using the formula, we can calculate the average output voltage, and it can be measured using the multimeter. So, as I'm varying the pot, you can see the firing angle will be varied. As I am varying the pot in this path, I will be varying the resistor. If the resistance value is more, the capacitor will take more time to charge, and the time taken, that is for the pulse to come, will be more. Therefore, firing angle will be more, and it will conduct only for less time. So, the average output voltage across the load will be less. If the resistance is less, it will charge quickly. The pulse will come quickly. The duration of the pulse will be very quick. The firing angle will be small. The average output voltage across the load will be more. So here, this using an UJT, we are going to give pulsed output, that is pulsed gate, to the SCR, and we will trigger the device and see the output across the load. Similarly, if we want a full output, this is only, if we see, this is a half rectified output. During this negative half, the SCR is anyway reverse biased, it won't be conducting. If suppose we want it for both the halves, we have to rectify both the halves using the bridge rectifier circuit, and the same experiment is conducted using this UJT. Thank you.